ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सर्वेभ्यः welcome you all to the next session of Sangeetharatnakara, an overview offered by Arsha Seva Kendram. And in our previous session, we were discussing about the PrakiirNakadhyaya, where we had a glimpse at the Vaggeyakaras and the qualities of ideal Vaggeyakara, the best Vaggeyakara, and then average Vaggeyakara, and then Adhama Vaggeyakara, and how Adhama Vaggeyakara is also known as Kuttikara, because he doesn't have originality. He uses the melodic forms created by others, and so he is called as Kuttikara. And we also had a look at the Gayaka Lakshana, and then 5 types of Gayakas, the best singers, and then 5 types of Gayakas, the bad singers, average singers, and then another way of looking at the 3 types of singers. The 5 types of singers are Shikshakaraha, Anukaraha, Rasikaha, Ranjakaha, Bhavakaha. And then if we look at 3 types of singers, it is Ekalaha, Yamalaha, and then Vrindagayanaha. And then we also had a look at Gayanyaha, female singers, and how the qualities, what are the qualities for these singers, male and female. And then we also had a look at the 25 types of Nindita Gayakaha. Continuing with the same Adhyaya, PrakiirNakadhyaya, today we will discuss further about the Shabda Bheda, kinds of voices and other topics. And Sharngadeva has, as an expert in Ayurveda, what he does is he decides that the voice is fourfold. Chaturbhedah, Chaturveda Shabdah, Chaturbhedah Bhavet Shabdah, Khahulah Narata Bhida, Bombakaha Mishrakaha. And then the voice is distinguished into 4 kinds. That is Khahula, Narata, Bombaka, and then Mishraka. And he talks about their qualities. Kaphajaha Khahulaha, Snigdha Madhuraha, Saukumaryayuk, Adilla Esha Eva Syat, Praudhaschin Mandramadhyayoho. So, arising from the predominance of kapha, as we all know, Ayurveda says that the human body is made of is made of kapha, vata, and pitta. The continuation of our life, sustenance of our life, is the balance of kapha, vata, and pitta. So he says, arising from the predominance of kapha, Khahula is the Khahula type of voice is smooth, sweet, soft, and then delicate. When it matures in the lower and middle registers, it is called Adil. And then Tristhana Ghana Gambhira Linaha पित्तोद्भवः ध्वनिः नाराटः बोम्बकस्तु स्यात् Antarnissarata-yutaha. So this voice arising from the predominance of pitta, that is bile, it is ghana, gambhira, leena, with the range of 3 registers in, and it is called narata. And then परुषोच्चैस्तरस्थूलः वातजः शार्ङ्गिणोदितः एतत् सम्मिश्रणादुक्तः मिश्रकः स्यात् Nipatikaha. So, here, this Bombaka is as declared by Sharngadeva, is the voice that arises from the predominance of Vata. And then it is hollow or harsh or high sounding and sthula. So there is that Parusha means harsh, and then sthula is grass or fat. And then nanu rukshaguno bombah khahulah snigdhatayutah katham tayor mishranam syat viruddha gunayoginaho. Mishraka is said to be arising by the admixture of the 3 types. And then he next talks about the rukshaguno bombah. Here what happens? Again, he is dividing the voice into further divisions, like 4 varieties of Mishra. He talks about 4 varieties of Mishra. Mishrasya bhedah chatvarah yuktau narata khahulau narata bombakau bombakhahulau mishritaah trayaha. So 4 varieties of Mishra are Narata and Kahula, Narata and Bomba, Bomba and Kahula, and, all the 3 put together. And then the combination of, like that, he comes up with so many combinations, varieties of double combine, and then varieties of triple combine, like that. And what we can say is there is too much of finer differences he comes up with each of these voice structures, voice timbre, you can say. And then next he talks about the excellence of voice. That is actually 15 types. He talks about 15 types of excellence of voice. Mrishtaha, Madhuraha, Chehalaha, Tristhanakaha, Sukhavah, Prachuraha, Komalaha, Gadhaha, Sravakaha, Karunaha, Ghanaha, Snigdhaha, Shlakshnaha, Raktiyuktaha, Chaviman iti Suribhihi, Gunaihi, Ebhihi, Panchadasha Bhedaha, Shabdaha, Nigadyate. So, what is this Mrishta? It is refreshing to the ear. Shrotra Nirvapakaha Mrishtaha Trishu Sthaneshu Anashvaraha. So, if we listen to people like Parveen Sultana in Hindustani, she is able to sing in all the octaves without any stress at all. There is so much of beauty in her singing, and the best music she can produce with her voice. And that kind of music, a musician is called Mrishta. And then Madhuraha, that voice which is sweet in all the 3 registers. And then Madhuraha, Kirtitaha, Taraha, Praudho, Madhura Ranjakaha. And then Chehalaha. Chehalaha is known to be of a high pitch, at a higher pitch, and then known to be mature, and then very sweet, delightful, and then neither very gross nor very feeble, and then it is smooth and very beautiful to listen to. It manifests among males till the breaking of voice. So, Akuntha Akantha Kuntanam Saha Syat Pumsam Strinam tu Sarvada. So, for women, it is always there is no change. For males, it is till the breaking of voice. And then he talks about next is Tristhanakaha, uniformly endowed with the qualities of luster and delightfulness in the three register. Trishu sthaneshu ekarupaha chavi rakyadibhihi gunaihi. And then Sukhavaha, that which comforts the mind. Tristhanaha manasaha yastu sukhadaha sa Sukhavaha. And then Prachuraha. Prachura is full of richness. Sri Shankara Priyenuktaha Prachuraha Sthulatayuktaha. It's a bit, what you can say, a bit thick. The voice is a bit thick, but very rich and vibrant. And then Komalaha, believed to be like the voice of the Indian cuckoo. Anvartha Nama. कोमलः अन्वर्थनाम एव कोकिलाध्वनिवन् मतः. And then it is like Indian cuckoo. And then Gadhaha, strong. Gadhastu Prabalaha. And then Shravakaha is Dura Shravanat Shravako Mataha, audible from a distance. And then this Gadha is derived from Ga Dhatu, penetrate, deep, absorbing, that kind of voice. And then Karunaha. Karunaha inspires the aesthetic delight of pathos in the minds of the listener. Karunaha Shrotra Chittasya Karunarasa Deepakaha. And then they are able to touch the heart of the listener. And then Ghanaha, capable of being heard at a distance and full of intensity. Dura Shravana Yogyastu Ghanaha Antasaratayutaha. So he is also like Gadhaha, very capable of producing music to a listener who is at a distance. And then Snigdhaha, accepted by the learned to be the voice that is not dry or hoarse and is capable of being heard at a distance. Aruksho dura samshravyaha budhaihi snigdhaha dhvanihi smritaha. And then Shlakshanaha, continuous like the vertical flow of oil. Tailadhara. Shlakshanasto Tailadharavat Achhidraha Dhira Sammataha. And then Raktiman creates interest among the listeners. Anuraktes tu Janakaha Raktiman Abhidhiyate. And then Chaviman, when a tonal structure emerging from a faultless throat is characterized by the experts as bright, that voice is called Chaviman. Dhatuhu Vimalakanthatvadhyadaha Prajnaihi Upalakshyate. Ujjvaloyam iti proktaha Chaviman iti Sadhvanihi. And then Sharngadeva talks about blemishes of voice. He talks about 8 types of blemishes. It is Ruksha Sputita Nissara Kakuli Ketikenayaha Krishaha Bhagnaha iti proktaha Dushtaha Ashtaubhida Dhvanehi. So Rukshaha, devoid of viscosity, dry. Actually, it is dry voice. Rukshaha Snigdhatva Nirmuktaha. There is no softness in the voice. And then Sputita, signified by its name, the broken voice. Some even for some women, they have this problem while singing. It doesn't appear to be all that soft. And then Nissaraha, hollow like the seed of castor plant. Eranda Kanda Nissaraha, he says. And then kakoli, horse, like the cawing of a group of ravens. Ravens, you all know, no? Some bird like very similar to crows. So, kakolikakhya kakola kula nirghosha nishturaha. And then ketihi, ranging in 3 registers without excellence. He is able to sing in 3 octaves, but that there is no beauty in it. स्थानत्रय व्याप्तियुक्तः निर्गुणः केटिः. And then kenihi, the voice that approaches the high and low registers with difficulty. So in the same octave itself, many people are unable to reach the higher octave, higher Taraswara and Mandraswara. So Kruchra Unmilan Mandrataraha Kenihi Ityabhidhiyate. And then Krishaha, extremely frail voice. Nobody is able to understand or listen properly. Ati sukshmaha krishaha. Bhagnaha, hard and unpleasant like the braying of an ass and grunting of a camel. Bhagnaha kharoshtra dhvani nirasaha. So these are the blemishes of voice according to Sharnadeva. And then he talks about the gifted voice, Shariram. Ragabhivyakti Shattatvam, Anabhyasepi Yadhvanehe, Tachariramiti Proktam Sharirena Sahodbhavat. The inherent capability of voice for the delineation of a raga, even without any practice, is called Sharira. So, when we listen to people like Parveen Sultana and then M.S. Subbulakshmi, till her last days, she had excellent voice. And then Balamurali sir, and then in today's parlance, if we look at Abhishek Raghuram's voice, they are all gifted voices actually. And then Sharira Gunaha, excellence of Sharira. तारानुध्वनि माधुर्य रक्ति गांभीर्य मार्दवैः घनता स्निग्धता कांति प्राचुर्यादि गुणैर्युतम् तत् सुशारीरमित्युक्तम् लक्ष्य लक्षण कोविदैः. The voice having rich excellences has access to the Tara, Mandra, Madhya and Mandra, and then there is beautiful resonance, there is sweetness, there is delightfulness, there is depth, softness, fullness, smoothness, brilliance, and volume, and whatnot. That kind of voice is considered to be well gifted by the experts. And then blemishes of Sharira. Again, he talks about the voice characterized by such blemishes as lack of resonance, dryness, lack of delightfulness, lack of inaccurate tonality, hoarseness, inaccessibility to the 3 registers, frailty and harshness. And next he talks about Susharira Praptyupayaha, the means of attaining the gifted voice. विद्यादानेन तपसा भक्त्या वा पार्वतीपतेः प्रभूतभाग्यविभवैः सुशारीरम् अवाप्यते. So how can a person attain gifted voice? It is through vidyadanena, by doing by imparting knowledge to others, and then tapasa, doing penance, bhaktya, by being devoted to Lord Shiva, and then prabhuta bhagya vibhavaihi, by through great fortune. Actually, great fortune, I don't think it is helpful in this. To attain a gifted voice, it is God's gift only. So only through prayers and Vidyadana, maybe we impart knowledge to others and then gain good karma. So I have heard some musician some popular musician who had lost his voice at a younger age, and it seems he prayed to uh, mm, the Lord, and he regained his voice. And this kind of stories we have heard about. Like Panini and then Kalidasa and so many people. So it definitely helps. And then next he talks about gamakas. Swarasya kampaha gamakah shrotra sukhavah तस्य भेदास्तु तिरिप स्फुरितः कंपितस्तथा लीन आंदोलित वलि त्रिभिन्न कुरुलाहताः उल्लासितः प्लावितश्च गुम्फितः मुद्रितस्तथा नामितः मिश्रितः पंचदशैते परिकीर्तिताः. He is talking about 15 types of gamakas. Actually, when we look at Dikshitar compositions, Muthuswami Dikshitar compositions, he talks about Dashavidha Gamakas. So I found one, some Malayali, I forgot his name. I've given the YouTube link also. He has brought down this Dashavidha Gamaka, names of Dashavidha Gamaka. First of all, what is the gamaka? Gam dhatu is there, gacha, agacha. So, gamayati, that movement which reveals the raga to the listener. A gamaka can be interpreted as everything around a swara, and it is not a simple shaking or oscillation of a swara. And it is not the same for every raga. Each raga is unique and each swara is having its own beauty. And so the embellishment of gamaka is unique to each raga. That much we must understand. And then the 15 gamakas talked by Sharngadeva is Tiripa. It is like the sound of a small damaru. So what he says is Laghishta Damaru Dhwana Kampanu Kriti Sundaraha Druta Turyamsha Vegena Tiripaha Parikirtitaha. So this Tiripa is called Nukku in today's parlance. And when we look at the stress, how it is done in Tiripa, for example, if we take Shankarabharana raga, how will it be? Sare Gama. So there is the Sare. There is some oscillation. Re. And then if you look at Dhanyasi, Balakrishnan Padamala. So that knee is unique here, isn't it? And then Spurita. Before that, Kampita. If we look at Kampita, Dharma Samvardhani. Dharma re. We actually write re only there, but we will be using the swara previous to the Sare Dharma Samvardhani. And then if we look at Kalyani Raga, Neregama, Rega Rega, but we will be singing Ma, but Ga, Re and Ga are also accompanying that. And then Spurita. Spurita is the force on the second note. Like in Jantavarisai we sing, no? Sa, sa, re, ga, ga, ma, ma. Pratyahata is the reverse or the avarohana form of Spurita. That is, if you look at Aditala Varna in Kalyani Raga, sa 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 ni da re sa ni da da pa ma ga ma. And then Kurula. Kurula is again of two types. That is, if we look at Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, I've shared that link also here in this slide. Music Academy, Madras, they have shared one document where these gamakas are discussed, and very beautifully it is narrated. And please go through that link after the session. And then this Kurulaha, Odukal is light pull on a particular swara. Like if you take Maya Malavagaula, ತುಳಸಿ ದಳ ಮುಲಚೆ ಸಂತೋಷಮುಗ ತುಳಸಿ, that is Orikai actually. Nirapa. So what we are doing is touching a higher note and then coming down. Tulasi dala mulache san. And Udukal is like ga ga re sa ni ni da ni sa re, like that. And then ahata. Ahata again is divided into two, that is Ravai and Kandipur. They are called Anuswaras actually. The swaras which are not prominent. Like if you take Surati Raga. Magappa Magari, Magappa Mari. That Ga is not heard, but we are singing Ga there. Touching Ga actually. And then and then Vali. Vali is like, if you listen to this Ahiri Raga, this one. Sumpaina Manasuto Impaina Vanga. There is a circular or sliding movement. And then Jaru. Jaru is very common to Hindustani music. That is Ullasita, according to Sharngadeva. This Jaru is also a slide. If you listen to Darbari Kannada. ಧನದಾಸೆಗಾಗಿ ನಾ ಧನಿಕರ ಮನೆಗ ಕೊನೆ ಬಾಗಿಲು ನೇಗಿಲರಿನಿಂತು ತೊಳಲಿಯೇ ಬಳಲಿದೆನೋ ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತ ಎನಗಿಷ್ಟು. And then this Uyala Lugavaya, Tyagaraja's composition, there Sayata Patalanu, your Patalanu, you are taking this Patalanu from the base Shadja to higher Shadja. And if you listen to Venkata Kavi's Mani Nupuradhari, Mani Gomedhika Rochaka Savire, this is also a type of jar. And this is Etra Jaru, Irakka Jaru are the names given by Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, Subbarama Dikshita. There is an upward glide and downward glide. Sa, 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 ma, sa, ma, sa, da, sa, da. And if you listen to Sahana Raga, there also Achyutaneyada Antaranga Doraye Arasan Paniodidu Amara Porpa Dane Pachai Vandane. So these are the various gamakas which have been the 15 types of gamakas brought into 10 types by Subbarama Dikshita. And then this Plavita and Humpita, they are all actually very specific to voice modulations. And historically, Sharangadeva seems to be the first writer known to us who has consolidated the concept of gamaka and formulated it as such in some detail. Of course, some other people before Sharangadeva, they came up with many more gamakas, but he reduced it to, he brought it to 15, and then further concise structure has come up later on, done by Subbarama Dikshita. And Mudrita, Namita, Mishrita, they are all exclusive for vocal music. And then Veena playing, it has very specific gamakas like Tripucha, Tribhinna, Spurita, Vali, Ahata, and Kurula. If Radha Bhagini is able to display some of these, it would be wonderful after the session. And then next he talks about Sharangadeva. Next he talks about sthaya, definition and varieties of sthaya. According to him, there are 96 varieties. Ragasya avayavaha sthayah, vagaha gamaka uchyate. So sthaya is an organic component of a raga, and then vaga is said to be gamaka. And then there he talks about Shabda, Dhala, Lavani, Vahani, Vadya Shabda, Yantra, Chaya, and so many other topics, which all are subsections in Sthaya. And again, Chaya has 6 types: Swara Kapu, Raga Kapu, and then Anya Raga Kapu, Desha Kapu, and then body is said to be Kshetra Kapu and Yantra Kapu. And then next he talks about the Sankirna Lakshana of Sthaya, Bhajana, Sthapana, Gati, Nada, Dhvani, Chavi, Rakti, and so on. And there are 33 of them. And then he also says Sudeshika is also one of the Sankirna Lakshana of Sthaya, which is dear to the connoisseur of music. There are some fine features of musical rendering which appeal only to a person who enjoys aesthetics and not for the general public. When we listen to some musicians, they sing or play instruments for the audience. And some of the singers like Dr. Balamurali Krishna, they don't sing to the gallery. They sing. There is some kind of special appeal to their music, which cannot be enjoyed by everybody. And then Sharangadeva talks about Asankirna Lakshana, obscure sthaya, and then they are 20 in number. And then indistinctly defined obscure sthayas, which are 33 in number. And then he talks about Mishra sthaya. Then next he comes to the Raga, Alaptihi, Ragalapanam. आलप्तिः प्रकटीकरणं मतं सा द्विधा गदिता रागरूपकाभ्यां विशेषणात्. So alapti and its types. Alapti is the vocalization of raga, which is considered to be the process of manifesting it. It is said to be twofold or as qualified by raga and rupaka. So first he talks about ragalapti. रागालप्तिस्तु सा या स्याद् अनपैक्षैव रूपकम् सस्थानैः सा चतुर्भिः स्यादिति गीतविदो विदुः. So he says ragalapti is entirely dependent on rupaka. It arises by 4 steps as known to the vocal experts. It is entirely free from the rules and regulations of nibaddha gana, composed music. Alapti is equal, we can say alapanam, ragalapanam we say, alap in Hindustani. So it is derived from the root lap dhatu, ang upasarga purvaka, to speak, to address, to converse. So in the ragalapti, the musician is conversing with that raga, through that raga. It is the melodic improvisation. And then this alapti is of 2 types. What are they? Ragalapti and Rupakalapti. Rupakasthena ragena talena cha vidhiyate ya prokta Rupakalaptihi sa punaha vividha bhavet. प्रतिग्रहणिकैकान्या भञ्चनीत्यभिधीयते विधाय स्थायमालप्ते रूपकावयवो इति. That which is constituted in the framework of raga and tala of a rupaka is said to be rupakalapti. So again he divides this into pratigrahanika and bhanjani. Then alaptehe samanya lakshanam वर्णालंकार संपन्ना गमकस्थाय चित्रिता आलप्तिरुच्यते तज्ञैः भूरि भंगी मनोहरा. So Alapti is described by experts as enriched by Varna and Alankara, variegated by Gamaka and Sthaya, rendered charmingly by many tactful turnings. So there is a beautiful embellishment added with Varna, Alankara, Gamaka, Sthaya, and bringing out an excellent rendition. And then Rupaka is another name for Prabandha. Prabandha will be discussed in the Prabandhadhyaya. Here we stick to only the PrakiirNakadhyaya. Then there is a discussion about the ensemble and its types. So Vrinda Lakshanam, he says, Gatra Vadaka Sanghataha Vrindam Ityabhidhiyate Uttamam Madhyama Madhyamam Atha Kanishtamiti Tatridha. The company of vocalists and instrumentalists is called an ensemble, Vrindam. गायन वृंदम चत्वारः मुख्य गातारः द्विगुणाः समगायनाः गायन्यः द्वादश प्रोक्ता वंशिकानां चतुष्टयम् मार्दङ्गिकास्तु चत्वारः यत्र तत् वृन्दं तमम्. The vocal ensemble is threefold. It is the ideal, average and small, according to the number of vocalists and instrumentalists constituting it. The ensemble with 4 singers, 8 following singers, 12 songstresses, female singers, and then 4 flute players and 4 drummers is said to be the ideal number of a group singing. Madhyamam syat tadardhena. The average is half of it. And then Kanishthe Mukhya Gayanah Ekah Syat Samagatarah Trayah Gayanikaha Punaha. And then there is one leading singer in Kanishtha small group. Only one leading singer is there. 3 following singers are there. And then 4 female singers and 2 flute players, Vamshika Dvandvam, and then 2 drummers, Mardalika Dvayam. And then Uttame Gayani Vrunde, Mukhya Gayanika Dvayam, Dashasyuhu Samagayanyaha, Vamshika Dvitayam Tatha. Bhaven Mardalika Dvandvam, Madhyame Mukhya Gayani, Ekasyat Samagayanyaha, Chatasraha Vamshikas Tatha. So here in the ideal female vocal ensemble, there are 2 leading female singers, 10 following female singers, 2 flute players and 2 drummers. Bhaven Mardalika Dvandvam Madhyame Mukhya Gayani Eka Syat Samagayanyah Chatasraha Vamshikas Tatha. Anything less than the ideal number, that is the medium size or average female vocal band, or at one's own discretion, makes a small or mini female vocal band. इतः न्यूनं तु हीनं स्यात् यथेष्टम् अथवा भवेत् उत्तमाभ्यधिकं वृन्दं कोलाहलम् इतीरितम्. If the ensemble exceeds even the ideal one, it is called kolahala. It is only noise production, loud and confused noise, he says. And then Gayana Vrinda Lakshanam. He talks about Gayana Vrinda Lakshana. मुख्यानुवृत्तिर्मिलनं ताललीनानुवर्तनं मिथस्त्रुटितनिर्वाहः त्रिस्थानव्याप्तिशक्तिता शब्दसादृश्यमित्येते प्रोक्ता वृन्दस्य षड्गुणाः. So 6 excellency are spoken of with regard to the ensemble. A sympathetic following of the lead singer. There is uniformity in singing. Keeping of tala and laya, rhythm is maintained very well, and covering of each other's errors. Many times what happens when group singing is there, or even if 2 people are singing, the errors occur if there is no coordination. So when in this kind of group singing, the errors of others should be covered. It should not be heard by the listener. And then the ability of operating in the range of 3 registers. There should be, the voice should be able to produce music in all the three, Tara, Madhya, and Madrasthai. And then similarity of voice. Voice should match. There should not be a mismatch. And then he talks about Kutapa. Aha vrinda vishesham tu Kutapam bharato muni tatasya cha vanadhasya natyasyeti tridha cha saha. So, sage Bharata has spoken of a special ensemble called Kutapa, which is threefold. It is related to the stringed instruments. It talks about membranous instruments, and then it is related to drama. Kutapa signifies a group of musicians and then dancers or actors. Tatasya kutappe jneyah gayanasya parigrahah, and then Veena, Ghoshavati, Chitra, Vipanchi, Parivadini, Vallaki, Kubjika, Jeshta, Nakuloshthi cha Kinnari, Jaya Kurmi, Pinaki cha Hastika, Shatatantrika, Audumbari cha Shatkarnaha, Pauno, Ravanhastakaha, Sarangyalapaniityadehe, Tatavad Vadyasya Vadakaha, Vamshikaha, Pavika, Pavakahala, Shankha Vadakaha. So, like that, he is talking about so many instruments. The ensemble of the stringed instruments is known to be constituted of the singers' company, consisting of the players of such stringed instruments as Veena, Ghoshavati, Chitra, Vipanchi, Parivadini, Vallaki, Kubjika, Jeshta, Nakuloshti, Kinnari, Jaya, Kurmi, Pinaki, Hastika, Shatatantri, Audumbari, Shatkarna, Paunaha, Ravanahasta, Sarangi, Alapani. Those of flute are Pavika, Pava, Kahala, Shankha, Muhari. And then horn instruments are there. Along with the best tala keepers. In the ensemble of the drums, the main player is that of Mridanga, and his company is distinguished by the players of Panava, Dardura, Dhakka, Dakka, Mandi Dakka, and Dakkuli, Pataha, Karata, Dhakka, Dhavasa, Ghadasa, Hudukka, Damaru, Runja, and so many instruments he has mentioned. And the theatrical ensemble is constituted by the different experts of Abhinaya, acting, drawn from different regions such as Varata, Lata, Karnata, Gauda, Gurjara, Konkana, Maharashtra, Andhra, Hammira, Chola, Malaya, Malava, Angavanga, and Kalinga. So many regions. And then specialists of dance movements, Angahara, and the Lasya and Tandava forms of dancing, artists mature in variegated static poses, sthanaka, and by those who are well trained in the complex formations of dance. So, this is a huge chapter, and I had to uh, bring it, summarize to such a small portion. And this is the summary of what we have learned in these 2 sessions. Right? There are 15 gamakas, then 96 melodic units, vahani, flowing modulations, and then kakus, raga lapti, ensemble, and then kutapa, and then regional performer traditions, how regions have various regions of Bharatam have contributed to the tradition of music, dance, and drama. And then this complete taxonomy integrates vocal aesthetics and then modes of raga exposition, ensemble systems, and then Gandharva tradition. Gandharva tradition is a holistic art form integrating voice, instrument, rhythm, and regional artistry into one unified framework. So thus we have come to the end of third chapter. In the if we look at some people, they divide this Prakirnakadhyaya in this format. Vaggeyakara Lakshana Prakarana, Gunadosha Prakarana, Gamaka Prakarana, Sthayalapti Prakarana, Swara Shruti Prakarana, Nada Prakarana, Alankara Varna Prakarana, Prayoga Prakarana. The chapter is huge, and please do take time to go through the chapter. So now I would request Radha Bhagini to show some gamakas if you have time in your instrument.
एकनिमिषम् आगच्छामि.
Would like to know about the taxonomy classification. This is really, really complete, I would say, this chapter. And then I had a couple of things, comments also. See, you talked about, he talks about alapti, and then independent and the rupaka. Rupaka is a somewhat structure. Would that be the equivalent of a tanam?
Yes.
The rhythmic pattern. And then Shangadeva, being a physician, was very knowledgeable about physiology and anatomy, did not mention the size of the vocal cord, the shape and the length that determines the pitch, the tonal quality. He talks about the female voice and the male voice and all of that, but he has not mentioned that, while he has mentioned the origin of the nadam as from the hrit or ganta or even the head. But he didn't mention it. I'm surprised why he didn't. You know, anyway, this is absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy you took the time to research all this and give it to us. In a way, we can take it the first time when we hear. It's beautiful. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough.
No. Actually, you people are there, so I too work. It is mutual.
Yeah, and another thing, last thing I noticed was he's talking about voice that is not a good voice, right? He used the word kaka, crow. But growing up, when we were little, we'll say somebody is not singing well, we would say gardaba, donkey. Right? So I think that is the deshi now. Now the current verbiage is describing or comparing a not so good voice to donkey compared to kaka, maybe. I don't know, maybe others can have a different
They
experience.
also say, sarcastically beautiful like a cuckoo and singing like a peacock.
Yes.
That's right.
குயில போல அழகு மயில போல குரல்.
Yes, Radha Bhagini, please.
She's ready with her veena. So nice.
Yes. Actually, these gamakas are beautifully displayed with veena.
Yeah.
I'm not so competent to name the gamakas, but if you can sing something, I can just play. You are singing gamakam for Shankarabharanam.
That is
Neelambari.
Jaru you were talking about.
Yes.
In Sharoja Jalanetri, we get that Anupallavi.
Sarojadalanetri Himagiri Putri.
In that Anupallavi, coming down and going up both.
Yes.
Yeah.
You show some, there's like Shahana, you can show some, this thing, no? Gamakas.
Yeah, not able to hear, no?
Yes.
Still, is it not audible? Is it?
No. You
Veena
should
is
sit closer to the mic.
Can't hear. Can't hear.
No.
No, I can't hear.
That is Kampita, right?
Actually, we had learnt Lakshana Geetam, Sahana.
Is it?
Jana, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. It's in Sahana Ragam.
Ragam Kamboji Janyam Pitagara Dirga Madhyamam
Dirgamadhyam.
Something like that. Oh, that's why I'm asking her.
Excellent.
We learned it more than 60 years back. I'm trying to...
Kamsa. Yeah, it is Kamsa Sura Mardhana. It's addressed to Krishna. Lakshana Geetam and Sahana.
As per SSP, RSJ ma'am used to tell that it was the small Gandharam and not the big Gandharam for Sahana.
Oh.
I was totally surprised listening to that because the Sahana that we sing today is not the one which was prevalent 100 years ago. She used to sing like that and play like that and show. It sounds like Kannada.
Sadhana Gandharam, not Antara Gandharam.
Lakshana Geetam would have mentioned, no? Each of the Swaram it mentions, isn't it?
It says Kampita Gandharam. It says Kampita Gandharam, Chaturshruti Daivatam, Kaishiki Nishadam, and Kamboji Janyam.
Kamboji Janyam it says. So Kamboji Janyam means we will take it as the Antara Gandharam. I mean, Kamboji means, I think,
Who knows the thing of when this Lakshana Geetam was composed? No?
Was composed.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Maybe might have been composed later.
We had learned one more also, I think, Lakshana Geetam. I don't remember.
That
Probably
is in Todi, Are Raja, on Shiva, in praise of Shiva, in Todi.
In Todi, okay.
Yeah.
I think you must recollect that. We should recollect and try to show the class next week.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember.
Odukal is like this, no? That is Odukal, right?
Okay. Can you sing along? We are not able to hear properly.
We are not able to hear.
My throat is very bad. I was having a fever and throat infection.
Okay.
That that kind of a gamaka.
Okay.
It comes from north.
From da you go to ni and again come back.
You even touch sa there.
It's
a jadu or a ullasita.
Ullasita is that
going
is
up.
going
Yeah,
up or
but
coming down, no? That is Jaru is Ullasita, but Udikal is Bhairavi we have, no? Varnam. That that knee raises up and then comes to the. It doesn't
yeah,
come
Comes
it
back to
goes
the.
from da to need and come back to there.
from knee. It goes up and then comes to the. So even in Andhra Pradesh you can see that. Kamala Sulo.
Okay.
Okay.
That,
Plus, I think he mentioned like a 15 gamakas, and
yeah,
then that was 13th century. At it was contemporary for him. It was Deshi for Shangadeva. Whereas by 19th century, Dikshidhar says Dasha Gamaka. So the 15 have been kind of condensed somewhat. Couple of gamakas were
So
doing similar functions
now
were
it has
combined.
come to now it has come to 7 or 8, I think. They
That's
have
what I'm saying.
condensed it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So 19th to now 20th, late 20th, 21st century, it is in practice, Deshi is only 7 or 8. Um, but it's
no, no.
good to know the Margam,
Not really.
how it has
Now,
come to
I
be.
heard, I listened to a lecture by Sriram Parshuram. He says that now, after the advent of digitalized Shruti box
Music.
and other things, the voice has adapted itself to those digital sounds. So
Oh.
people are singing more and more gamakas that were not prevalent in those days. So
Oh.
he is thinking about new gamakas have been introduced in nowadays music.
Oh, I think it will be wonderful to hear that
I
Gamaka
will
box
send you.
inventor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fantastic in this session to learn.
Sriram Parshuram is wonderful in that, giving such legdams. That
Yeah.
Todi Gandharam, he gave a lecture for 2 hours in Chembur Fine Arts in Mumbai. He is a Mumbai person. He's for our local person from there. In a fine arts, years back we had a couple of years. We used to have music conferences. The Todi Gandharam itself, he gave a lecture for 2 hours.
Being an instrumentalist, he can visualize the
Yeah,
gamaka.
he can
He knows
visualize
both
and
the
he can.
systems, and that's an advantage.
Yeah, amazing. He's a wonderful musicologist, I should
But
say.
he has told that we are using. Actually, in those days, when you listen to the veena playing of those extant